Imagine driving your family to Alaska for a summer vacation, only to be stopped at the Canadian border by a new Alaska-bound transit toll. The cost? $500 per vehicle, effective immediately. This isn't a hypothetical, it's the new reality for thousands of Americans. The Northern Transit and Infrastructure Levy, imposed by Canada, now applies to all U.S. registered vehicles traveling to Alaska. For families, it's a major hit. For trucking companies, it's tens of thousands a month. Alaskans who rely on this route for essentials are stunned and frustrated. We spoke to a Seattle family who had to turn back, unable to afford the toll after saving for a year. The once friendly border now feels like a financial checkpoint, and many are asking, why would Canada do this? The answer lies in years of trade disputes and growing frustration in Ottawa. To understand this toll, we need to look at the recent history of a partnership under strain. The U.S. Canada relationship was once the world's strongest, but recent years have brought deep cracks. U.S. tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum sparked a trade war, with Canada retaliating on American goods. Though some disputes eased, trust was damaged. Ottawa felt the U.S. treated Canada as an adversary. The new toll is a direct response, a calculated move to use Canada's leverage over the Alaska Highway. By targeting this vital route, Canada signals that unconditional passage is over. The toll is a weapon in a prolonged economic conflict, not a random fee. Years of unresolved arguments over lumber, dairy, and more set the stage. Trudeau's government faces pressure to stand up to U.S. bullying. Canada frames the toll as fairness. Americans use Canadian roads but don't pay taxes for them. For Americans, it feels like a political shakedown. The toll is the latest move in a long, bitter standoff. Alaska feels the toll's impact first and hardest. The state depends on the Alaska Highway for everything from groceries to medical supplies. Businesses face a choice: absorb costs or raise prices. Shipping costs have jumped overnight. We feel isolated, like we're being held hostage, says one Anchorage business owner. The ripple effect is spreading. Shipping companies in the lower 48 are scrambling, and some may switch to pricier sea or air freight. Tourism is hit too. RV rentals and tours are seeing cancellations as travelers balk at the new fee. Military families and seasonal workers now face hundreds in extra costs just to drive home or to work. For many, the toll turns a symbol of North American cooperation into a source of hardship. Everyday people, not just big business, are paying the price. The toll is fueling resentment and financial stress across the continent. Canada insists the toll isn't aggression but overdue fairness. They argue U.S. vehicles, especially trucks, cause heavy wear on Canadian roads. The levy, they say, is a user fee, funding road repairs, bridge upgrades, and more border agents. Canadian officials frame it as responsible policy and a matter of sovereignty. We're no longer willing to subsidize American access, says a senior official, but U.S. critics call the toll excessive and punitive, far beyond what's needed for maintenance. They argue Canadian businesses also benefit from the highway. For many Americans, the toll is economic retaliation disguised as infrastructure funding. The debate is about more than money. It's about fairness, trust, and national pride. The toll has sparked outrage, especially in Alaska, where residents feel betrayed. Elected officials are demanding action, and business leaders warn of long-term damage to trade. Even some Canadian groups worry about a spiral of retaliation. The Alaska Highway, once a symbol of unity, now marks a deepening divide. The toll is more than a fee, it's a sign of a relationship turning adversarial. The big question: will the U.S. retaliate, or can both sides find a path back to cooperation? The open road between our nations has always symbolized friendship. Now we must decide if that friendship is worth the effort to rebuild.